Hmm. Hey there. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. And what's on my mind right now is the next level game and getting the chance to really play this game with a few different people. And the whole construct here is around what it takes for you to align with your next level, as opposed to simply taking more steps that get you more of what you already have or incrementally improve on what already exists. The way I like to look at it is in playing the next level game, you're actively creating your future. You're actively bringing to life a possibility. And when you're playing the next steps game, what you're doing is that you're bringing more of your present into the future. And that's an important distinction here. One of the people who guide me in my methodology, my thinking, my approaches when it comes to both coaching, community building, and leading this incredible tribe of outliers, pioneers, and mavericks is Peter Block. And Peter Block is a consultant as well as a community leader for the city of Cincinnati. And he talks around the elements of having a transformative and restorative experience. And one of the biggest things he says is a distinction that of creating a future distinct from the past. And you do that by living into possibilities as opposed to improving on problems. So as we go in today and we're playing the next level game, I want you to think for yourself here. What are some possibilities that you can be living into? And what are some problems that you're looking to go ahead and just fix? And what if by living into that possibility, that problem that you had was made either irrelevant or so minuscule because in terms of what you really wanted and the possibility you really wanted, that laid ahead. I think that's the spirit that I want to come into today's conversation with, not just continuing our present forward, but really taking the time to say, let us orient ourselves exactly where we want to be for the future, find out what that next level is, and then start taking steps in alignment with that next level. That to me sounds like fun. So, Karen, I'm about to bring you on here today. We're going to have an opportunity to play your next level game. And we work together. So you already know most of these here. But I'd like to make sure that as we enter into this space here, we're really creating a space for you. Right? We're really creating a space where you can focus on what's important for you today, knowing that that will be in service of anyone else. We can focus on you today, knowing that in helping you, your tribe out there, the people that you serve will also benefit from it. So to play the next level game, I have six different rules, six different agreements. Actually, I want to say rules because it fits within the game context here, but it's more of an agreement that we need to go in together. So I'm going to go through, and since we do work together, I think you're familiar with them all. So I'll go through them rather quickly. But if that's not the case, you let me know. Okay. All right. So we have here the six different agreements. One, I'm going to hide nothing and hold nothing back. Are you comfortable with that in this conversation?
I am.
Great. I am here to serve you and not please you. Are you good with that in this conversation?
I am.
I can actually feel myself like settling even more into this conversation with you. So I like to say, like, sometimes these agreements are actually to remind me. All right. So this is good.
Yeah.
The third thing is I have a track record of having life-changing conversations. It's just the game that I choose to play. And at this point in my life, like that's the only game that's fun for me. Right. Yeah. So are you open to the possibility of this being a life-changing conversation?
Hell yes. Yes.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. The fourth thing is that I'm bringing all of me to this conversation. I'm bringing all the good, the bad, like how I'm feeling in this moment, everything. And I know that all that is in service of you. I'm not gonna settle for just my best self. And it's really interesting because it's like, as I say this in my mind right now, I can feel my brain combating itself. It's like, no, you need to bring your best and only your best. And that's all that she deserves. And I think that, like, to me, I think you deserve so much more. You deserve me as a full person and not just a small sliver
Yeah.
that attempts at perfection, because that's not real.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm bringing all of me and I invite you to do the
Yes.
same.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Great. Along with that one, let's call it 4.5 in this case here. I don't have any of your answers. I'm not here to provide answers to you. I'm not a mentor or a guru or an expert in your life. Only you have the answers. My job is to help you live into powerful questions and powerful experiences that can help extract that out and help you discover it for yourself. Is that something that you're good with in this conversation?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The fifth thing is that I'm going to lead this conversation, but you're in control. What that means here is that I'm gonna follow where my heart takes me, what my intuition says. I listen with my entire being, so I don't know what might trigger something for me, and I'm gonna go down that path anyway. And then you have the control to let us know where we should be, take us anywhere that we need to go to, and if the flame is too hot, just help me turn it back down. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
all right.
So great.
Are you good with that? Great. And then the sixth one is, the sixth one's fun for me. I want to be playing with you at your next level, or as close to it as possible. So for that, I want to make sure that we are both on our edge. And like, I would say, like, the edge of our brag zone here. All right. So this is about being willing to be in the brag zone. We don't have to worry about being too big. We don't have to worry about being too messy. We don't have to worry about being too much. We don't have to worry about coming off arrogant or cocky, and we can put humility over to the side.
Yeah.
Right. This is like the space that you need for you. Cause we don't want to just get to where you are on your edge, where your next level is at the end of our conversation. I'd love for us to start there and then build on from there. All right. Does this all seem like a game that you'd like to play?
Oh, absolutely. I'm so ready.
All right. All right. All right, Karen. I'm feeling a question here just because me and you know each other here. I'm going to play this game very differently than I know that I usually will play, and I want to be on my edge at the same time. So, Karen, where don't you want us to go in today's conversation?
There is no place that I can consciously think of that I don't want us to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that every time that we've gone through some of my limitations or fears and beliefs, that ended up being a good place to go. Initially, I might not have wanted to go there, but I found over our time together that that's a place you really do want to go, so that you can uncover that and demystify it, and then you move on. And every time that this has happened, I've launched greater, like within the beautiful thing about the coaching with you, since you are my coach, I can't act like you're not my coach, you're my coach. So the beautiful thing is that the coaching continues. And when you first told me that, I was like, well, it'll continue till I see him next time. But immediately I saw a difference in myself within like 2 days. And I couldn't stay where I was. Mediocre no longer felt good. Mm-hmm. And I've seen such growth in myself. So for me to say, I've seen growth, and be able to say, I've seen growth, and appreciate the growth and not minimize the growth, it's just huge. For me to even brag, that. Initially, it was so hard for me to say something nice about myself. Now, it's like, now it's almost like when I come on, I can't wait to brag about what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, let's just allow that to have some space here. Why don't you brag a little bit about some of the things that you're doing right now?
Okay, so I built a program, and the program is called Blueprint to Confidence. And I had no idea that it was going to maximize me in the way that it has. So I built this program initially. Um, I don't think I knew it was going to end up being as great and as significant that it's turning into. And I thought, what's going to set me apart? I'm not the only transformational coach out there, but what is going to set me, as you would say, level me up to the next level? How is it that when my name is Googled, or when I'm being referred to somebody, they can know that, oh, this coach is really, she don't play. When you come on board, you know that you are going to have to, you'll only come on board if you're willing to go deep. If you're not willing to go deep, I'm not the coach. And you know how you set your ground rules. And that's something that I can see myself setting. I never saw myself being able to say, Karen, or tell someone, I have 6 rules. I have 6 ground rules if you want to play this game with me. And sit there in my own confidence, knowing that it didn't matter whether you said no. It only mattered if you said no, and it was a clear no, and if you said yes, because there was no room for maybe. And so anyway, getting back to the blueprint to confidence. So I created this blueprint, and I wanted it to be so different.
And Karen,
And I wanted,
Karen, I'm going to pause really quickly, and I'm hearing this. I'm loving everything that I'm getting here, and I really want to give you this chance right here to truly brag. Like, go off and just like name like just for this experience here, because I think there's going to be something that will serve you even further beyond that. Go through right now and just like let me know like 3 things that you would just love to brag about, that to even bring me up into your world to see what level you're playing at really quickly.
oh,
And
yeah.
just like we'll go through that, and then I'm going to ask you something else that's going to help you from there.
Dismantling negative self-talk. Huge thing. I can't wait to show people how it's not that negative self-talk won't be with you. It's always going to be with you. But how can we minimize it? And how can I give you this tool that when it comes up, you can say, oh, bam, and it's gone. So that would be one thing. The other thing is my format that I'm putting together. How can we bring whatever your issue is in? And how can we really look at it and see how it can be dismantled, and look at the things that you told yourself about it that made it so true, and then the things that are really, really true about it. And so it's always going to be, I think the general premise will always be being able to look at your stuff with clear eyes, and being able to know that by looking at your stuff, you actually freeing yourself. Whereas you felt like, oh, that's just going to depress me, I'm just not going to make it, I'm going to be crying all day. Yeah, we're going to cry, and you're going to feel that way, but it's in the work that you're going to find your freedom. So my goal is to present a program to those people that can be in my group, and they can see the transformation, because true transformation is like a metamorphosis.
Yeah.
You never see a butterfly go back to being a caterpillar.
So Karen, and usually if we were in one-on-one right here, like if we're number system, I would let this have a little bit more space here, right? Because I can
Yeah.
feel like some of this, but there's two things that are on here. One, I feel like you know all this stuff already, right? So
Yeah.
like, so right now we're playing your next step game. We're not playing your next level game. I'm gonna call that out because I can hear it. It's like this feels like things you know, right?
Yeah.
So I want to give that, and we'll give that. We'll usually have more space for all that to come through. I want to let you know that I
Understood.
acknowledge you and I see you with this here, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm like, oh yeah, no, blueprint to success. Like she knows exactly like what it is. She knows exactly like how she's serving people. Like, and I can see that right here. So
Yeah.
that feels really good, and I want to acknowledge that. I also want to like use this opportunity here to really focus on you, right? To really focus on like, yeah, I guess it's really in that space of like of really being able to focus on you in particular. And I'm curious here today if we were going to play the next level game together, right? We're going to play the next level game. If there was something that would either help you get blueprint out to more people, something that would help you gain more freedom yourself. You know how the game is played in certain ways,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to slow things down a little bit and not talk about it, but rather get in it with you. Is that good with you?
Yes. And I know as we go along, I'll get clearer to make sure I understand fully.
Yeah.
Um,
We're great. Like this, my things that we're out here, we're just playing here for a little while, right?
okay.
So tell me, so you were telling me about the program. I'm curious for you, like, what are some of the transformations that's been going on within you as you've been creating this program, as you've been building your community, and as you've been building your tribe?
I think the biggest transformation for me is the fact that I'm willing to be seen, and I'm willing to be seen in a big way. So I've the platform that I want to play on is where I just I think it's a community platform where I get to more women who are needing to up level themselves, maybe for the first time.
Yeah. I know a lot of the work that you do is around like helps people with self care, helps people really embrace like themselves in a totally different way.
Yes. Yeah.
So Karen, let me just ask you this question then: if we could leave here with you, that question, if we could leave here with you being more of yourself than you've ever been in your life, if we can leave here with you being more of yourself than you've ever been in your life, what would we need to talk about? Where would we need to go to help unlock more of that for you? More of you for
Mm.
you.
That would be in the knowing, just the simple, unadulterated knowing that there's no limitations to the possibilities that I can to the things that I can create within this group of people. So that would be in me just knowing it. I think me knowing it at a cellular level rather than a surface. It would be a part of my DNA.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about that. Like what would knowing it on us like a cellular as part of your DNA level, what would that bring to you? What becomes
No question. No, no, no. Am I enough? It would always be that I was enough, and it would always be the belief that everything I have need of is definitely coming to me already here, and all I got to do is play it out. And it would just be a creation of things that are going to move women in a totally new way. Um, I would become known as that coach that uh, if you want to change, I would be the coach. I would be the. I think what I want to be known as that coach, the coach that will help you more, change.
Tell me more, actually, because like I'm picking up a little bit of like a theme of differentiation right now. And when I say
There it is.
differentiation, it's like you're like I'm trying to figure out like what makes me different. I'm trying to figure out like when you Google Karen Grant, like what comes up.
Yeah.
Like am I getting that right
You are
here?
getting that on. I mean, you're right on the money. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is so I want to make sure that we're playing in that here, and I can feel some of that being like your next level because you're out there, you're active, you're creating, you're giving talks, you're taking action, like all that is taking place here, and so this feels like a place where it's like, okay, not just am I a coach, but like you're gonna come to me, you're gonna want to enter my world because you know what my world looks like,
Yeah.
you know what it is that I'm offering out
The
this world.
world looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna want to come to me because not only are you going to know how to use the tools that I give you, but you're going to know that those tools are always with you, that you can always reach back. I'm not a feel-good coach. I think that's one of the distinctions. I don't want you to come to one of my events thinking you're going to feel good because you're going to feel good, but feel good only lasts for so long. I want you to know that when you walk out of that auditorium, that the booklet that you have in your hand that gives you my website, that gives you my one-on-one coaching, that gives you the different events that I have coming up, I want you to know that it's going to make you a better you, whatever that you is. And so yeah, I want to be distinct. And that's very important to me. There's thousands of transformational coaches out there. I want to be distinct.
Cool. That to me is, in a lot of ways, that's where the next level game comes down to. It's like, how can you be more of yourself and get paid to play? How can you be more of yourself and to be distinct in the world? Right.
Yeah,
So let's talk about that.
I think it begins with not, I think it begins with knowing that anything you have your name on, anything that you get involved in, that it is going to have your DNA in it. It is going to have you making sure that if we start with a problem, an issue, that we will be able to look at that issue from all different aspects and then help you to unravel that. You will come in there knowing that you may have come in feeling limited, but when you go out, you feel limitless.
So Karen, I'm going to invite you here a little bit here to, because I'm hearing what I think, I think I'm hearing a couple different things. And I think I'm also seeing a little bit of where, where you're looking for some like more distinctions. And I'm going to ask you in this moment, if you needed to boil it all down to one question, what is the single greatest thing that we need to talk about, either when it comes to being distinct or whatever it is? What is the single greatest thing that we need to talk about in this conversation that will help you move forward so that we can just get straight to it and build from there?
At one point, I would have said it would be me knowing this.
It was earlier in this conversation. You said
that. You're so good. But after talking to you, I know it. Yeah. I know it. And that's what I love about coaching with you. I know that is possible because I know I won't give up until I see that clearly. So all these things I desire are happening.
I'm going to keep you on this one here, Karen, because and I do this here from the standpoint of like utmost love. You want to know what that is. You want to know what makes you distinct. You like, and what I'm finding is that you're talking around what it is that you want to say. It's like if this is it right here, you're talking around it. You're like, this is what it would look like, and you're like, there's a lot of I'm gonna, and this is difficult for me to do. As in like when people ask me, it's really difficult. So I'm calling that out, and I'm gonna go
I'm
back to this thing in one sentence.
I'm the
Okay.
I'm the distinction. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm the distinction. That's what makes the whole thing different.
And it was really great because you said I want to know it in my DNA, and then you also then said later on you're like my DNA carries through in everything that I do, right?
Yeah.
And you are the distinction. There's nothing you have to do, try, or be.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
The places where, let's see here. So if we were going to help you, so let's see this here. I'm trying to think about this. There's some things that are in my mind here, but I want to make sure it's where you need where like what would really serve you. So with you being the distinction, what do you want to make possible? Well, I'm trying to see here because I feel, Karen, that there's something that you want in this conversation that we've been talking around. So like, you know that you're the distinction. Where should we take the conversation from here?
I think we've actually taken it there. I think what I hear more clearly is go play, go do it. Um, you didn't know, see, that was the piece I had missing. I didn't know I was the distinction. I felt I was the distinction, but I didn't know it. And so now, on a totally different cellular level, I know I'm the distinction. I don't, it's not like when I get off this phone and I get back to creating that I'm going, is this going to work? Well, yes, it's going to work because I'm the distinction. And I know what I desire to create. So yes, it's going to work.
Yeah, as you're talking here, I'm getting like a thing around like it isn't about the words that you choose to use to describe yourself at this point. It's about the work that you're doing in the world. It's about the experiences that people are getting of you in the world and how you're showing up from that place there.
Yeah.
Awesome. It feels like, and this like, and it's really it's cool. It's like I don't need to know how that shifted for you on a cellular level.
It shifted. It shifted. Oh, it shifted. Oh, oh. Mm. Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna stay present.
Yeah, that like we're playing both areas here, right? Hmm.
Mm. It's good. Good, good, good. Good stuff. Wow. Really good stuff.
So Karen, let's play this here, and I'm gonna keep asking this here because like this is the fun I get to have. Like you show up, and within 10 minutes we can get you like you're like this is what I want, and then you're like now I have it. You know, so
I
if
love it.
if we were gonna play this game and really allow ourselves to get there, if we were really gonna put everything on the line right now, and say and to look at either the impact you're looking to make in the world or like and coming from this place of you're the distinction, right? Like if we're gonna either challenge ourselves or really allow ourselves to be vulnerable enough to go for what we really wanted, right? Because this is and there's a level of specificity that I'm gonna invite you to bring into here because I think that the more specific the more specificity in which you can speak to what you're doing, the more I think you're gonna remind yourself of your own distinctions. Right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So from that place, if there was something right now that felt like, and I have a feeling if I say impossible, you're gonna be like, nothing feels impossible. So implausible, right? If something feels implausible to you, right?
Hmm.
What would that be right now? I'd love to come from this place of the distinction and take it to the.
That would be um, allowing the old tapes of self doubt to play and have and be on auto play. Um, but this is the difference in that. That's what would have to happen. That's not what is allowed. So I would have to think of something else because as soon as I would hear that, I stop those. So hmm, maybe in my sharing of my dream, um, well, see, even only share to those who can. Uh, you know what?
If
I'm
you're
not
gonna have
sure.
no, if yeah, and that's totally fine. I think that's totally fine there, Karen. I think that's like doesn't need we don't need it doesn't need to be anything much. Like I could see, like what I don't want to do is have us fishing for anything. You know?
No, I no, I
Yeah.
no.
If I think that's really true for me here. So let's do this here.
Yeah.
If we're complete, then we're complete, right? If there's a place that you'd like to go, we can go there as well. If you'd like to,
I
like, mhm,
we're complete. We are so complete.
yeah,
What I came for, I got.
nice.
I'm the distinction. 3 words. Bam.
Mm.
That's
So let me
it.
ask you, how do you want to live that out in the world?
Oh, I can't wait to get off this off this
Yeah, all
call.
right, I'm gonna have to let you go. I can tell. This is I like she needs to go. She needs to get this done. All right, Karen. So what I'll do here is like I'll just wrap up and then we'll go from there. All right.
Oh, Nemo, you're the bomb.com.
it's it's really this is really fun. This is really fun. I'm gonna thank you. I'm gonna receive that.
You know,
I'm the
like that we've done
bomb.com.
this, like this. We've done this the last 2 calls, settled up so quickly.
Right where we need to be.
Woo!
Right where we need to be. I love it. I love it. And I think that like, you know, Karen, what I'll do is I'm gonna wrap up here for everyone and then I'll talk to you just a little bit afterwards and we'll get off from here, okay?
Okay, I'll
All
sit
right.
here.
So this is actually really fun for me here because this is why I choose to play the next level game. There's all these individual questions that come up, but when we get that moment of alignment here, that moment of alignment of just being able to get the answer that we needed for ourselves, all of a sudden opportunity and options open up once again. And it's fun for me here because like I'm sitting on this side over here and I don't necessarily know what all that shifted. I feel a shift. I believe that there's a shift. And I can like, and what's really cool is that in playing this game from a place of insights versus information, notice that there was no answers that I had to give. There was no answers that were like, but she found the answer within herself. And with from that place there, aligned and all the next steps came to life. This is why I choose to play the next level game. This is why I love working with high performers. This is why I love working with people who have a community that they're building and they're bringing to life, and who are going through the challenges of trying to understand what is that nuance, what are the nuances, the distinctions that I'm looking for that help me make myself different, help differentiate my what I'm offering to people, and help make sure that my people know, I guess, know that they belong in my world. If you're interested in answering some of those questions, if you're interested in playing those kinds of games, that's what I do. I have a spot available in my next level Oasis. Where I work with 5 outliers, pioneers, and mavericks for over 6 months. I know that during that course of time, we come together to build community so that we don't have to do this alone. We get multiple reflections so we can see some of the blind spots that we have, some of the limiting beliefs that we have. And sometimes it's a lot easier to see it in other people than it is for ourselves. And it gives us a chance to be able to play from that standpoint of having a container and having a group of people who actually champion you, not just cheerlead you, but champion you to help you be accountable to yourself and who it is that you know you truly want to be in the world. So you can create whatever it is that you feel like you're here to do. If that sounds of interest to you, go ahead and check out nemoashong.com/oasis and go and apply. And we'll have a conversation similar to this, whether we'll see if this is the right thing for you. And we'll just spend some time. I'll spend some time serving you because that's how I do it. It's a curated group of people. There's only 5 people in each caravan, in each group. And if you feel like you'd like to be served in that way, I'll be happy to serve you. Be more you. Game on. Hey, Oniyama here. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and then go ahead and leave one of your insights from today's video in the comments below. If you're looking to take this deeper, you can go and watch another video, or you can go to niyama.com/tribe to get exclusive invitation to our tribe member only events. I'll see you soon.